the second chapter of this book. Make sure to watch the first chapter. Now we are going to read the second chapter in Ivy and Bean. And this is a series of books, so there's 11 books in the series, so you can get other books. This is not the only one. It all began because Bean was playing a trick on her older sister. Bean's older sister was named Nancy. She was 11 years old. Nancy thought Bean was a pain and a pest. Bean thought Nancy was a boogerhead, even since she turned 11. Nancy had always been acting like she was Bean's mother. She's older Bean around in a grown-up voice. Comb your hair. No more pretzels. Brush your teeth. Say please. So Nancy's really bossy. And this is a picture of Bean's older sister, Nancy. And if you haven't seen the first chapter, this is Bean. Bean's mother said Nancy was going to stage. Bean knew what that meant. Nancy was bossy. Bean also knew that nobody likes bossy kids, so she trying to help Nancy down her stage. Here's how she helped. She bugged Nancy until Nancy freaked out. Bean thought it was pretty helpful. The afternoon that Bean got a great idea, she was shopping with her mom and Nancy. Actually, Bean was being dragged along by her mother and Nancy. Bean hated shopping. Nancy loved shopping. Loved it. Nancy was trying on skirts, lots of skirts, but she pulled on a purple skirt. She looked at her front in the mirror. She turned to the side, then to the around, and she tried to look at her behind. Looks good, said Bean. Let's go. Be patient. Just a little longer, Bean said. Her mother, I think it's cute, honey, said Nancy. Nancy looked in the mirror some more. Do you think the pockets are dumb? I like the pockets, said Bean's mom. So it looks like Bean is putting a spider down to freak her older sister that's on the phone. Then there's also some shopping baskets. Great, let's get it, Bean moved. She had never been so bored in her whole entire life. She was so bored, she fell on the floor, and she took a tiny peek up at the lady in the dressing room next door. Get up, Bean, said her mother. It's mute. Bean got up and sat on the triangle seat again. She didn't want Nancy to look at herself. I kinda like it, said Nancy, but it costs $40. That's all my money. I could get 2 skirts for $40. Don't be a tightwad, said Bean. She just learned that word. It meant someone who didn't like to spend money. So Nancy here is trying on skirts, and this is Bean's mother. And as you kind of see, Bean looks pretty bored. If I had an older sister, I would be bored. I had to do that stuff. Don't call your sister a tightwad, said Bean's mom. Bean saw Nancy's eyes looking at her in the mirror. Tightwad, Bean mouthed. without saying it. Nancy's eyes got narrow and so quick that her mother didn't see. She stuck her tongue out. Then Nancy turned to her mother and said, I think skirts cost too much, Mom. I think I'd rather try on some tops. He knew Nancy was being slow just to drive Brayden crazy. Bean thought about kicking her in the shin, but then she got an idea. It was a great idea. I was so helpful. One that would teach Nancy not to be such a tightwad. And the best of all, her idea would make Nancy freak out. You'll be sorry, Bean mouthed. Here's a picture of Nancy sticking her tongue out at Bean. And that is the end of this chapter. Stay tuned for the next chapter, which is chapter 3. Make sure to watch chapter 1 if you haven't yet. And don't forget to comment and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video.